This is the alternative tutorial for the hub. So if you struggled creating the fidget spinner hub with the tutorial that was given, this is another way that you can do it. All right. In the original tutorial, they did a couple of extrudes and then they did a revolve. In this case, we're just going to do the whole thing as a revolve. We're going to add a fillet and then we'll move on from there. So let's go ahead and we'll create a new part studio. And in that part studio, we want to work on the front plane. And then we're going to right click and make a new sketch. After that, we can right click and go view normal to sketch plane, or you can just hit the N key on your keyboard and it'll do the same thing. I'm going to turn off my reference planes and I'm going to start by drawing a center line. Okay, so I'm going to use my line tool and I'm going to switch to construction. I'm going to draw a vertical line. Now, what if my line's not vertical? Well, if my line's not vertical, let's say I drew it crooked, I can always come over here, select my line, and then go up to my constraints and come down to find vertical or hit the V key on my keyboard. That will snap it to vertical for me. So now that I have that line in there, I'm going to go back to my line tool. This time I'm not going to use construction geometry. I'm going to use object lines. So they're going to be solid. I'm going to come out, up, out, up, out, up some more, and then in a little bit. All right. So now I'm going to start adding some dimensions to give these their final size. So I'll go to the dimension tool or hit D on my keyboard. And I'm going to start by dimensioning from the center going out to this first edge. So I'm going to click on it. And instead of dimensioning the radially, meaning the radius of my profile, I'm going to dimension as a diameter. So if I move my mouse over to the left, you'll see it stretches out and it lets me put in a diameter. In this case, the diameter is 8 millimeters. All right, the whole thing scales down, which is normal. So I'm going to hit F to fit. Okay, I'm going to tighten this up a little bit, see if it'll let me move this up here, and then I'll hit F to fit again. There we go, that's better. So I still have my dimension tool selected, so I'm going to go from the center line again out to the next edge. Okay, move over, zoom out a little bit. I want to drop this down below it. Okay, this one is at 12 millimeters. I'm going to do the same thing one more time. Zoom in a little bit. I'm going to grab the line, outside edge, and then come down and make sure I'm getting that circle with a slash through it. That's the diameter symbol. That should show up in front of all of my dimensions. So this one's going to be 22 millimeters. All right. So now I have my different radii or diameters plugged in. The next thing I want to do is I need to get the heights of these. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm still got my dimension tool. This one's going to be 3.5 millimeters. All right, this next one is going to be zero point 0.5 millimeters. And then this one is going to be 3 millimeters. So I know I'm going fast, but all I'm doing is clicking on the edge, moving over, dropping a dimension, editing it, and then hitting enter. Okay, this piece here needs to be dimensioned. Okay, this one is 2 millimeters. So now what I need to do is I need to get the arc in here. So I'm going to go, and before I can put that arc, I need the other side of where that arc has to be. So I'm going to use my mirror feature or mirror sketch. So I'm going to select my mirror line first, which is the center line, and then I'm going to select the piece that's going to be revolved around it or mirrored. Okay, so I'll select my mirror entities. There we go. So now I have that on the other side. That gives me the point that I need to create my arc. So I'm going to come up to my arc tool, go to 3-point arc, and I'm going to go from one side to the other side, drag it down a little bit, and then I'm going to key in 28 millimeters. Enter, that sets the radius. So the last thing I need to get the profile to do this revolve is I just need a solid line to close this off. So I'm going to go from the bottom up to this arc. And if I did it right, okay, you'll see this is all grayed in. Now I'm still drawing a line, so I can hit escape on my keyboard or I can right click and hit escape line. So now I've got out of my line tool. So now that this profile is shaded in, I'm going to green check and I'm going to come over here to my revolve or shift W. The face I want to revolve is this one here, and the revolution axis or the revolve axis is going to be this center line that I created. Let me check. Here we go. So the last thing I need is I need to add the fillet to the outside of this. So I'm going to go to my fillet feature, and I'm going to set my fillet radius to 2 millimeters down here. and I'm going to select this edge. You want to be careful, make sure you don't select the face or select this top face, and just select the outer top edge. Okay, with that done, I'm going to green check, and now it's done. So this is a little bit different way of doing it than what they showed in the video. Um, so hopefully this helped you if you were struggling with the video for this particular part. So we'll move on to the next one. In the next video, we're going to show you how to add text to the side of this with a feature called a wrap.